Good morning, pregame crew. How are y'all doing? It is Wednesday, September 7th, 2022, 8:23 a.m. Eastern, 6:23 a.m. Mountain Time. Good morning. How are y'all? Has everybody been battling for location? Meaning scouting out those really great price entry points and battling for a fill versus just accepting whatever your broker will give you. Thank you, Night Truck. So here at the pregame show, we'll go over indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day. And then after I'm done with all these hellos and hi, how are ya? I will do a few chart requests. And then Dan goes live at 9 a.m. Eastern. Y'all, this time zone stuff. Constantly translating time zones, and it just muddles my little blonde brain. Good morning, Luciano, Andre, Ram, Carlos, Night Truck, Greg, Chris, Whitney, Rob, Eli, Basque. Hey, Casey, Sam, Michelle. Yes, I can do that for you. Hey, Jonathan. Yup. Roger, Bobo. Hey, Scott. I sure can. Okay. You're blocked. How many men comment on women doing technical analysis? Well, you know what, Jacob, you can't hear me anymore, or at least you can't comment, but I will put my record up against yours anytime, big boy. All right, so let me go back up here. Docu for Michelle. Oh, they have earnings this week, Michelle. Be careful out there, especially with options. Premium can be super elevated unless you're selling premium, which again is a risky matter going into earnings. So, did they have earnings this morning, or is it today after hours? I think it's today after hours. It's not showing the little moon thing like it normally does. So 53.25 is your upcoming support. Y'all are cute. We are not oversold on the weekly. Yeah, we looked at this yesterday. I remember being really taken back by this walk the dog moment here on price, how they've been just walking down price while cooling off RSI. It really stood out to me. This is controlled selling. This isn't max capitulation. This isn't some type of waterfall and fear. This is, I'm just going to throw away shares on the daily. See, monthly's not oversold. Here's the thing, regardless of how bad this looks over here to the right, current price action, let me show you something that is slightly reassuring for bulls. You're coming into base, the prior base from August 2018 to October 2019. Typically, when you base over that long of a period, that's typically a good area to go scout a potential re-entry. But right now, here today before earnings, no thank you. I'd be very hesitant to touch this. Let me go back to Docu. Scott, so location. What I mean is, I think Tesla may have a good example from yesterday on a top fish. A lot of times in trading, we get so eager to enter a trade, we enter early. We had a perfect top fish here on the 15-minute lower high against 275.99 here at 275.95. So what would have been a great location for that top fish? I'm going to go back to it. Sorry, y'all. Just bear with me. What would have been the signal to go in on that 275.95? You could have top fished this inside bar loss here. This is how I like to do it. Okay, we're getting a 15-minute lower high, it seems, at 275.95. I'm going to top fish the next 2-minute lower high, and then I need some type of trigger. So I'll look for multiple inside bars. In this case, we had a 2-minute inside bar, loss of 274.95. That was your signal to go in. and then you could have scalped over $1 out of that short. So that's what I mean by location. You want your signal. What's your signal? What is your setup? What is your system? What is your signal? So with Tesla here, looking for that. So looking for that, I guess this looks better on the 30-minute. 30-minute lower high against 275.99 using a lower time frame. And as soon as that 2-minute inside bar is lost, you can either market enter or you could have a limit order right below it, which is what I prefer. So it triggers you in. You want to be entering exactly where you want to be entering with the least amount of risk, meaning your stop, which if your stop here is 275.95, is nearby. So that's what I mean by location. Hi, Rob, Saeed. Thanks, Mary, for looking out for me. EQNR. We have 1 more minute till I get started. We're losing this 35.88. This looks like a low volume. No, it isn't. Wow. Lots of gaps on this chart, so careful. The weekly chart looks good. Weekly chart looks great. But this is an oil name, and oil looks pretty weak here. I'm going to go a little bit more quickly. So on the daily, we've lost our uptrend without a lot of follow through. 4 hour is approaching oversold. Hourly, you're giving up the ghost this morning. Yeah, your issue is oil. So with these XLE names, these energy names, what you need is you need oil and SPY to move together to the upside for it to be bullish and to the downside together for it to be bearish. So 35.21 is your next key support. If you're looking to bottom fish that for a potential weekly high or low attempt, I get it, but make the bulls prove it to you on at least a 5-minute chart. All right, y'all ready to get started? No, this is my favorite way to start the day, Mr. SB Local. For sure, it's my favorite. Good morning. I have my notes on another screen. When I'm done speaking, I copy and paste that over to the TCG room chat room so our members can have access to it and slice and dice it as they see fit. If you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below in the video description and you'll receive a PDF explanation as to what all of these colors mean. And this is who I am, and I'm not mean. I was kind of a little curt with Mr. Jacob, but I am not mean. This is who I am, Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community. We teach technical analysis, and what I do here every morning is I go over indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day. And what I'm always looking for is I'm scanning the environment for potential trade opportunities that may go unnoticed on some of our scanners, which I do have some pretty powerful scanners that I pay for to look for some of these setups. But I'm constantly scanning the environment. And so speaking of environment, one of the things right now is we have 2 hurricanes in the Atlantic. And we have 1 over in Eastern Pacific. So when I see hurricanes in the Gulf, I start looking for hurricane trades. I'm constantly out there looking for potential trade setups. And what I call them are fishing holes. I bring you the fishing holes, you bring the fishing pole, meaning your system as to how you apply it for entry. Okay, Romeo, I will address that. Great question. All right, let's get started with the dollar. Dollar, making the bulls holla, but not in the good way. So we had this 1 hour move up, and I was looking for a potential hourly head and shoulders, which bulls gave me no reason to think that that was viable. Yet I was watching for it. These bulls have complete control of this chart. The daily 8 EMA price continues to go parabolic off that 8 EMA. There is an air pocket between price and that quick EMA. That just shows the push up and the pure power that the dollar bulls have. This is a headache for, of course, every currency out there besides the dollar. It's a headache. It's a headache for technology. We see QQQ continue to lead the way to the downside. And it is my opinion, based on my small understanding of economics, that the dollar is part of this headwind. It's also a huge headwind for commodities. All right, So on ES, y'all want me to look at 12-hour? Is that what you said? I was looking at a falling wedge earlier on 15-minute ES. Okay, wow, that's really digging. I don't know that that's an obvious bull divergence. Let me look at it one more time. Price made a lower low. Yeah, I don't know that that's an obvious bull divergence. Romeo asked me about that. Okay, let's look at the 8-hour. Because when y'all call out something I haven't noticed, I always want to look. Not saying that I'm always the end all be all. But so, okay, so RSI made a lower low on 8-hour. And so did price. So I don't see the bull divergence. Let's look at the 4-hour. Nope, don't see it. Okay, at least we looked at it, but I don't see it. So let me go over to my notes. So I have the same notes for ES, for Nasdaq, and for Dow. It's the same notes. So our Fab 4 indices, let's go over them. SPY, Nasdaq, Russell, and Dow. The Fab 4 indices tend to move like a cluster, sometimes together, and sometimes there's small divergences that I make note of. All of the price action setup is the same. So I'm just going to copy that price action setup from my notes over here and just put it on the screen here so you can have, this is the general statement for the day. Bulls are scouting a weekly higher low. We're in a daily downtrend. We're in a 4-hour downtrend. Hourly bounce was enough this morning for potential higher low. So that is the scenario on all Fab 4 futures. Does that mean a weekly higher low is guaranteed? Absolutely not. Does not mean that. On some of the time frames, we have hope. We're getting these little lower lows without a lot of follow through. On the 8-hour, you can really see it a little bit better. We're getting these little lower lows without follow through, which has us zoom out and look for falling wedges potentially. But bulls are proving nothing, absolutely nothing to give us a signal to act on this potential pattern. We need price action to give us a signal. So on the hourly, this was a decent bounce. And of course, they're giving a lot of it back. So we have retraced to the golden pocket on this move up. So now on the next bounce, bears are going to be waiting for a lower high. So bulls just this morning took 2 steps forward and 3 steps back with the size of this retrace. So we're in battleground station now, and we don't have a lot of economic data today. We have Powell speaking tomorrow, and we'll see if bulls can keep things sideways today. So if we go sideways or up today, that's major victory for ES. A victory is going sideways. A major victory is going up. And bears, all they have to do is just keep doing what they've been doing. It's just kind of like in a boxing match, and this other guy is way ahead on these direct punches, and he comes over his coach. What do? Keep doing what you're doing. Don't change a thing. And then what's the other side of the ring, or whatever you call it, ring? What are they doing? They're saying change everything. You've got to do something different. You've got to dig deep. So the bulls are in the dig deep moment. We're doing the rah-rah speech for the bulls because they are way far behind. Bears have full control of these charts. Now, the hourly, again, could be a battleground, but with the hourly 50 MA overhead, I'm not going to get my hopes up. Okay, so Nasdaq resistance 1207.75, support 11.921. As long as Nasdaq is leading the way to the downside, if you're looking for indices to short on a bounce, I would look at QQQ or NQ. Let me say that again. As long as these hourly EMAs are overhead, bears are in control of these charts. It's my opinion, we just go for the weaker one, and Nasdaq and QQQ are definitely the weaker indices and sectors. So I would look to short QQQ and NQ on pops. I would look what just happened, a 15-minute overbought. You see it got sold? These reverse back burner trades, y'all, they are golden. So overbought conditions on shorter term time frames will be short signals until the bulls finally decide to turn this boat around. Go with it. Stay with the trend. Okay, RTY I said was the only thing that had a little something different than the other 4. It's sitting on the weekly 200 MA. I'm not saying that this synthetic support can save price. I'm not saying that at all, because we're in a risk-off scenario, Bitcoin making lower lows overnight. So RTY you would think would be one of the first sectors to get thrown away because it is a riskier asset because it's small to mid caps. So I'm not saying this weekly 200 MA is going to save RTY. However, if I were a primary RTY trader, cough, cough, Judd, I would definitely be looking at that weekly 200 MA and see if it can service 200 as synthetic support. We have to get over 1796 resistance, 1778. If we were to get over 1800, raw bulls, let's say we were able to do it, then what? We're still looking for a 4-hour low or high. So I would be watching these 5, 15-minute, especially hourly. Any of these overbought conditions, look for top fish setups, price to confirm, and bear volume to get elevated on any of these pops. Okay, so we did the indices. Let me give you the Dow numbers. So Dow, potential 4-hour bear flag, resistance 31592, and support 30975. VIX is tough to chart because fear is very irrational. However, the bulls did make a higher high overnight and they have enough room for a 4-hour higher low. So we have a very tight hourly EQ. We just broke bull without a lot of follow through. I would call this still in an equilibrium. So how this resolves could give us a great clue for the day. So US 10-year is pulling back ever so slightly. Let me look at a short-term time frame. Yeah, 15-minute, we just got to pop at that market. No, that wasn't market open. So we need the US 10-year to sit down. Look at that daily chart. We can say the same thing for the US 10-year, and I'm saying 10-year, just my accent. So US 10Y, this 10-year yield, we could say the same thing for the dollar that we've been saying for the dollar. Look at this air pocket between price and this 8 EMA. Bull domination, pure bull domination. US 10-year and dollar need to sit down. What the market bulls, I was going to say that the US 10-year bears and market bulls want to see is they want to see this be a diamond pattern. That would be lovely for it to roll over, and so the market bulls could get some reprieve. But again, there's no sign of that happening. We're having a little pullback on the 15-minute, but whoop whoop, the 8 EMA is still in control in the daily. Hang Seng was down 0.83 overnight, and DAX is down 0.75. It was only down 0.4 earlier, so it's definitely pulling back. And so, you know, our equities could be taking clues from that, or primarily from the dollar, which is what I think. Bitcoin. Good morning, Maddie. How are you? ER Berg. What do you mean you're late? Kidding. Love you too, food. Oh, I don't mind the haters. I sleep so well at night. Oh, I sleep very well because I know where my heart is and what I try to do every day. And I do a decent job. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I do what I set out to do on most days. So yeah, they don't bother me whatsoever. All right, on the weekly, we're approaching support of 17,567. Now we are in a monthly downtrend. Weekly, we held this 18,603. No, we're in a weekly downtrend. We're in a daily downtrend. We're approaching oversold. So do y'all want me to give you a really good signal to short Bitcoin? And it's just a signal. I didn't say it's an absolute must enter. It is an area. So you can set this alert. It's going to give you an area. Then wait for a 5-minute trend change back to the downside on elevated bear volume. That's called trend. That's a confirmation that you got friends with you on the trade. On the hourly, look for that first overbought. Tell me when RSI hits 70. You have to change your mindset because we do so many back burners in a bull market. Tell me when it hits 70. Let me type this out. Our friend Rav. So Rav is part of our TCG community. He's been with us for a really long time. I forget how many years. But he asked this morning in the crypto channel. Let me show you how our chat room looks. So this is how our chat room, and you can star whatever you want to star and look at whatever you want to look at. So in crypto general, Rav, he's been a member for 4 years. He's looking for a new simple rule-based strategy to try the crypto tickers. Anyone have a suggestion? I had someone come to me a month, well, actually 2 months ago, saying I need a system. because in December, I really started preaching system. I got Bennett, I got him on fire for it. Having a rules-based system, this is how I enter, this is how I exit, and this is how you make money, folks. You need a system. It just can't be fly by the seat of your pants. You get your face ripped off in trading. So this is the system that I gave him. And we were looking at the weekly uptrend. You're looking for that first 4 hour oversold for a potential bottom fish. And then you're looking for a 15-minute trend change to upside to enter scouting weekly high or low. And the same thing for Bitcoin. Okay, let's do it on a different time frame. Daily uptrend. Look for first hourly. Actually, let's do it opposite so you can see how it works. Actually 15-minute. Or top fish. And then you could wait for the 5-minute trend change to downside. Scouting daily. This is an example of a fishing pole and having a system. Absolutely having a system. So I had someone message me, hey, I've been doing this for a month. You told me this is a great simple system. I've been doing it and it's been working. Now what do I do? And I said, increase your position size. So the question is, do you go to other tickers? Let's say you just apply this to Bitcoin and Ethereum. And in this particular situation, the gentleman was applying it to Ethereum only. If it's working, if nothing's broken, why fix it? So just stay with it. And if you want to increase position size, if you have a proven track record, in this case, he was like 75% successful, then keep doing it. So looking for overbought conditions on these crypto tickers on lower term timeframes could be great trading strategies for the day. So 4 hour potential bear flag, 4 hour lower highs anticipated. Ethereum, 4 hour bear flag. We're breaking bear out of these 4 hour inside bars, looking for 4 hour lower highs. Hourly 8 EMA domination, complete domination. So look at this 15-minute RSI electric fence. So you could say when that first 15-minute gets overbought, that could be a good area to scout a top fish on Ethereum. Excuse me, I need to... Y'all are cute. Love conquers all, doesn't it? All right, gold. Gold. We have a friend that when people are ribbing on him or he just feels like he's in a tough situation, he'll say, you jamming me up, coachy. Well, let me tell you, the dollar is jamming you up, coachy. It is absolutely jamming up the gold bulls. If you are a gold bull, you are one frustrated individual this morning. If you apply any emotions to your trading, you're frustrated because we have a potential daily bear flag and each push up is met with a big old smackdown by the dollar bulls. Now, we do have an hourly push up, no trend change confirmation yet. We want to see an hourly trend change, and these consolidations should be happening on declining bear volume, not increasing bear volume. So again, not a good sign for gold bulls. 15-minute downtrend. So bulls are going to want to see this change in order to possibly make an hourly higher high, but it ain't looking good. All right. Oil. Look at my notes on oil because I had said, oh, I wanted to mention oil inventory is shifted to tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. So it's not today, but if you trade oil, go confirm that. Don't trust some broad on the internet. If you trade oil, go confirm it. But I can show you on the investing calendar if you'd like. That's what it says as of now. So on oil, monthly uptrend, we're still scouting that higher low. Weekly downtrend, we just busted through this 85.73 overnight, hit 85.08. And bulls pushed it $2.76. And now the bears have made a 50% retrace already. Look at this. On the next bounce, bears are top fishing hourly lower high underneath the hourly 50 MA on oil against 87.76. Oil bulls are getting no love. Now this was some fun this morning. I actually scalped this. What did it look good on the 30-second? So look at this volume that came in on that gas, and it was a perfect little broadening formation, then turned into a diamond pattern. But this is the reason that most people who are newer to trading or inconsistently profitable stay away from that gas. It is so dangerous. It's called the Widowmaker and naughty gas for a reason. Look at these moves. 7% in 1 minute. If you're in futures or at 3 times ETF, it's gonna eat your lunch. Please be careful with that gas. It's so fun to trade because it's volatile, but it's only fun if you're on the right side. When you're not on the fun side, it's painful. Daily 50 MA trying to hold. We got some lower wicks of bulls trying to buy this dip, but of course this candle isn't closed yet. Hourly, Carlos, I know, right? So hourly, we got smacked down at that hourly 21 EMA. Bulls haven't proven a lot. Their inventory time stayed the same this week. It is tomorrow. It's the same time. Let me pull up this calendar so y'all can see it. I did this for you yesterday, but I like to do it as often as I can. So let's see, filters, clear. You're always an informed trader as far as anything that's a binary event, which is what I call fundamentals, geopolitical news, a binary event that could impact your trading. So we have an EIA short-term energy outlook being released today at noon Eastern. That's different. We don't get that every week. So just be aware of that. Tomorrow, we have initial jobless claims, which is the every Thursday one. And then tomorrow, 9:10, Powell speaks. And then oil inventories at 11 a.m. And I only did the 3-star important ones. So I'm assuming if I would do the 2-star, it would show the nat gas inventory tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. No, it's not going to show. Okay, it doesn't like nat gas. It's saying it's not important at all. One more star. Bye. Come on. $10:30 nat gas storage. There you go. 10:30 a.m. tomorrow. All right, back to nat gas. Nat gas potential 4-hour bear flag. I like that it's sitting on the daily 50 MA, but this 4-hour has me just stepping away, saying just have it. You can have it. Have your way with it. Wake me up when we have a 5 or 15 minute uptrend. This is just really sloppy price action. This is just a good way to blow up an account. Apple, we have a conference today per the news. Please verify. So we are below the daily 50 MA, but let's get our bearings on Apple. We're looking for a weekly high or low. Odds favor it. But on the daily, have the bulls shown you any clue that they're willing to put in that weekly high or low? No. No. This was the exact box I drew yesterday, looking for a top fish on Apple due to proximity to the low of day in pre-market compared to other names. And that top fish setup worked. We pulled back. And now I'm looking at a potential bottom fish of 153.69. I just want to see, do we have falling wedges? And if we do have a falling wedge, a lower low is most likely on Apple, and then we push back up. And that's what I would say is a more likely scenario today. And I got some feedback yesterday that some of you profited from my comments about bearish in the morning and bullish in the afternoon. And I hope you were profiting based on technicals and not just my generalized statement. I had technicals backing up that comment. So we'll see if we get a lower low push down on Apple and if bulls buy that dip, possibly going into this event today announcing a new iPhone. I forget in how many iterations of the iPhone that this is the first one they're actually revealing live, meaning it's not that pre-recorded stuff that they do over in the Bay Area. It is something they're going to release live today. So a lot of people are looking forward to that. 153.69 is key support. Amazon. All right. Amazon hourly EQ. It's hard to get excited about a bull with daily EMAs pushing down price. Ain't that just the truth? We have support at 12534, 12474. We have resistance at 12685, 12733. Overall, when I stop and just say, okay, go take a picture of these little pinball levers that just pop price to the upside or downside, it looks like it's just ready to smack Amazon in the head to the downside. I just can't get excited about it. The only thing I could get excited about is we're at least holding the low from last week, and we're holding the daily 50 MA. And that puts Amazon a notch above everyone else for me that we routinely monitor, along with Tesla's up a notch for me as well. It got some positive news this morning. So XLY, consumer discretionary, is positioned better than most. It could still roll over in a heartbeat, but I have it as one of the Queen of the Mountain trades today. Hey, Bo, you have a baby. Congratulations. Good, Andre. Great. All right. So, Nvidia. Same thing. If I want a reminder of who's the big boss, who's the boss, look at this daily chart. Look at this air pocket between price and the quick EMA. Bears have full control of this. So, on NVDA, I would look for overturn. Lord have mercy. Short-term overbought conditions for top fishing setups. So it didn't even get 5-minute overbought yet, and bears stepped in. So first 5-minute overbought today could be a good top fish. Good first 15-minute overbought could be a really decent top fish setup. Tesla. All right, so on Tesla, man, I have a lot of lines on this chart. What was I thinking? So on Tesla, I like it for a long. It's positioned well above yesterday's low of day. I would like a bottom fish compared to 27134. 27134, and I like it as long as we're above hourly EMAs at open. If we're below those hourly EMAs, the jig is up, and I don't want the long. So Tesla, I like to the long side, but only if the market's bouncing. And right now, I don't have a lot of hope or faith. I've lost all hope, faith, and love, all the precious things in the market. So Generac. Now, this is a weird setup for me. Weird in that it's long-term time frame. Tight 2-week EQ, hurricane name. We need hourly uptrend confirmed. So do you see this EQ? If I put it on the weekly, you can really see it. It has a few bobbles. So actually, let me do my path thing. Look at this. Lower low, lower high, higher low, lower high. Now, where do we get a higher low above 201.85 in the weekly 200 MA for a potential hurricane name? Now, it doesn't mean it's going to run today, but it had this nice 15-minute EQ. I like it above 225.24 for a bull break. It got it at the end of day, but it just seemed like a false push up. Let me look at the 30-minute hourly. Yeah, let's say 22602. If it were to get over 22602, I think it could have a good long. Home Depot, potential bounce from the 4-hour double bottom. We have this double bottom. Now, mind you, this chart's weak. I'm not looking for any type of home run on this. This is a lower conviction trade. I don't have tons of evidence that this trade will work. 28672 is your support. We have 4-hour inside bars, and I'm pulling this one up because consumer discretionary looking better than others, and we have hurricanes in the Gulf. 288 support, 28726 would be a bottom fish setup I'd like to try. Roblox. All right. This is an interesting one. You see how Roblox has these top wicks that are trending downward? So that I drew it on the daily. Now let me show you on the 4-hour. Isn't that cool? Getting really compressed. Now look at it on the hourly. Super compressed here at the hourly 50 MA and EMAs. If we could get over yesterday's high at open 38.14, this one has the potential to squeeze. So if we go look at ETF, oh gosh, here I go again. Only have a couple minutes left. And we look at exposure, stock exposure tool, Roblox. Do you see any large ETFs that it's a part of? No. And the ETFs that it is a part of, look how the weighting, somewhat small. Whatever. These are small ETFs. So that means Roblox can do its own thing. So if the market decides to have a little meltdown today, it could be a headwind for Roblox, but Roblox can disconnect from the market because it doesn't have a heavily weighted position in any sector. So looking over high of yesterday, I like Roblox for a squeeze. Look at this 4-hour squeeze. This is my Queen of the Mountain trade today, and it's a dangerous one. It is a fly against, I'm flying in the face of reality and that market bears are in control. If the market bulls were to start to buy this dip, it would just help this potential setup. XLY. So XLY, weekly double bottom. So this is one of the names that doesn't have these, it doesn't have a great chart on the daily. It's fighting to hold that 50 MA, but we do have a weekly double bottom. It has a chance if Amazon and Tesla can get their act together for push up, and that would help our Home Depot, Amazon, and Tesla. So I like XLY to the long side. I am sorry I wasn't able to answer some of your chart requests, but I hope that you got some benefit out of today's session. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter at ChartGalLori, that would be great. And use stop losses.